Hey, it's Tpok. I'm back in Katawa Shoujo, and this time we're at the Shanghai with Misha and Shizune. I haven't seen Yuko in a while either, and neither have the girls. For all these reasons, plus the fact that it's so close, I end up standing in front of the little tea shop with Shizune and Misha before I know it. Welcome. It's been a while since I heard Yuko's voice, so I'm surprised all over again by the energy she puts into her greetings. Kind of like an extremely nervous Misha. Hi, but you don't have to do that all the time if it's just us. Yes, I do. But... Okay, if you say so, Yuko. I take this moment to glance around the tea house and notice that it is as empty as ever. It's lunchtime, essentially the peak hour for an establishment of this type, and yet it's as barren as ever. I don't understand. There has to be a reason for this. Shizune gently taps my arm to get my attention. What do you want to get? Yuko looks a little agitated after Misha automatically relays the question. No, I'm supposed to ask that. Is there anything I can do for you? Just some coffee for now, I guess. Thanks. The dedication Yuko has towards her waitressing duties is sort of admirable. So is the speed at which she whisks slices of cakes and our drinks to our table when we order. Then again, we're the only customers here. Who knows what it would be like with a full house? Shizune and Misha immediately dig into their cakes with gusto, probably because they can't talk with utensils in their hands. The whole point of sharing a meal with friends like this is being able to talk over it, after all. It makes sense that it would be the same with them. I'm barely halfway through the cake when I hear the forks clinking as they set them down on their empty plates. It's not healthy to inhale your food. Haha, Hichan sounds like an old man. I cringe and instantly feel like I've been punched. Are you going to wear a yukata tomorrow, Hichan? No, I don't even have one. Well, even if I did, I'm not the kind of guy who does stuff like that. What about you? Are you two going to dress up? Of course. What do you mean, of course? You didn't dress up last time. One time is not a trend. It's a completely different situation anyway. Aside from not being Tanabata, the festival was on school grounds. Students should wear their uniform on school grounds. Clearly a joke, but her delivery isn't any different from the usual. That isn't normal, but her sense of humor never was, so I'm used to it. I guess her way of saying outrageous things seriously is a little better than if she were to say serious things outrageously. What's more troubling in any case is that I've started to associate a voice with her signing, and it's clashing with how Misha says aloud everything Shizune signs anyway. I feel disoriented. I'll dress up this time. I'll dress up this time. You'll see, Hichan. Not just Hichan, but me too. Maybe I'll change my hairstyle too. Don't do that. I can't really imagine you looking differently. Shizune wags a finger and smiles. Such a quick and firm disapproval. What if I were to change my hairstyle? Maybe you should grow your hair out and make it look like drills. She looks unamused. Luckily, I see Yuko making her way over, likely to clear our plates or ask if we need anything from her. Yuko, are you doing anything for Tanabata? Huh? It's like she was practicing how to most smoothly ask if we needed a refill of coffee while walking over, but she has no idea what to do having been asked a question first. I feel bad. Yes, I'm working. Yuko, they make you work on holidays. Aw. We have the most busy business on holidays and sometimes tourists. I don't mind. I have to do my best. I understand completely. So admirable. Shizune nods her head in solidarity, feeling a kind of kinship with Yuko through their shared determination for the best, although for her it's just a matter of pride, whereas Yuko might just feel that she really needs this job and maybe a raise. The most business, huh? So, how many people on average during a holiday? Well. Yuka walks away and starts cleaning a cup of swizzle sticks. That isn't polite. This is not what a proper waitress should do. Nevertheless, I sort of got my answer anyway. Clearly business is scarce at best. I start to wonder again how the Shanghai remains open at all. Maybe this eclectic style tea house is a trend that was outrageously successful before I got here, but isn't anymore, and they're just keeping it like this while they retool. Maybe the owner is rich and is involved in some sort of bet with someone else, or a crazy scheme to see who can lose the most money. Maybe I just conveniently miss mobs of customers by seconds each visit. Or maybe this place is just the front for arms dealers. Probably. Since there's no one else here, why don't you sit down with us? We can talk about economic infeasibility, but Yuka doesn't take the bait, shaking her head from side to side emphatically. I've never really celebrated Tanabata before, or just up for anything like this. I'll finally be able to wear my yukata. Yay, yay. What do you mean never? What about last year? Last year Shichan me and the 3-2 class rep ran a stall for the festival. It was a soba stall, I think. Yeah, it was, yep. The blind class rep of 3-2 must be Lily. I'm surprised that they were able to work together on anything, but Misha would likely be the best possible buffer for that kind of thing, with how innocent she is. Shichan cooked and Lily took the orders, and I translated for them. Shichan kept saying, "It's so inefficient, Misha. Why do you have to be the middleman? As in, why is there a middleman in the first place? Huh? It would be fine if I did the cooking and you did the orders. It doesn't make sense at all." But I think everyone had fun in the end, right, Shichan? Shizune adjusts her glasses grudgingly, causing Misha to break into laughter. It was the old student council's idea, that's why. So what was the last student council like then? Shizune finally decides to step in again, or it's more like she can't stop herself. Terrible. That was blunt. She ends with a chopping motion, as if passing judgment on them. I hope she's going to elaborate a little. At universities and some private schools, student councils have control over millions of yen to budget and distribute as needed. Wow, really? Millions? Ah, right. And they are much more involved in school activities too, Hichan. From Misha's tone, it seems like this is newer to her than it is to me. This school student council was like a joke in comparison. Don't give people positions of power if they don't have any power at all. What's the point? So, I wanted us to have more and more work. It was really hard to convince the school and the other student council members to allow it. Actually, a lot of the work you've seen us do really is work that I took on, which is what Lily was talking about. If it wasn't for Shichan, the student council would just be a file attendance reports day in and day out. Haha, would you prefer that, Hichan? Of course, Hichan. As soon as the workload started going up, most of the student council members stopped coming. Shizune's fingers fold over each other carefully. It looks like she wants to add something, but she can't bring herself to. Like she said, sign language gives you a little more time to think about what you say. I guess she feels like she can't talk about this. That was then, and this is now. Let's just have some fun tomorrow. That is what she finally settles for. Yeah. Okay, then student council is adjourned for today? It has to be adjourned excitingly because today was a good day. The school seems to be over by the time we leave the tea house, as I can see students coming down from the school as we walk up the road towards it. A couple people wearing our school uniform look at Shizune as she walks by, and I wonder if they recognize her as the student council president or if their eyes are just being drawn to Misha's head. It's impossible not to overhear the chatter in the air, and the topic's more often than not plans for Tanabata. I wonder how many of them will be using or going to the stalls that I reassembled. It makes me feel a little pride, an emotion I've never felt doing something for school. Maybe this is how Shizune feels as well. I almost want to ask, but it seems so stupid to want to do so. So I just hold on to the thought as the three of us walk onto campus and then separate, Shizune to the student council room and Misha and I to our dorms. It isn't until they're gone that I realize I again didn't ask when and where they wanted to meet up tomorrow. They're gonna be at your doorstep, man, like last time. They did show up, right? I'm not crazy. Wait, have I even gotten that letter yet? I don't think I have. That's kinda good. Even though it is a holiday, I wake up at the same time as usual, on a day when everyone else is likely sleeping in for another 6 hours. I take my morning regimen of pills for the first time in a few days. Admittedly, I'd let my medication slip my mind. Looking at the rows of bottles in front of me, I don't know how I managed to. 17 different medications. I feel full enough to skip breakfast after taking all of them. I'm already up, so I might as well take a walk. The weather looks nice outside, giving off an idyllic atmosphere that I'd often dreamed of. It's always been kind of a romantic notion to me to be able to meander around in the countryside, taking in the fresh air. Now that an opportunity to do just that is here, I can't resist, even though I know it must seem silly. I stop at the main building in order to buy a drink, and then decide to enter it and maybe hang around on the roof a little bit. The view might be pretty cool at this time, and I'm sure that nobody else will be up there either. And I've never been up there myself. What? You've been on the roof? The school is quiet today. Deserted. My footsteps echoing in the staircase to the roof are unnervingly loud. It shouldn't bother me due to how much time I've spent in sign language class in near total silence, or working so much with Shizune lately, but it still does. It makes the smallest noises that I wouldn't have even noticed before seem boomingly loud. It feels like I'm sneaking around someplace I shouldn't be. I wonder why I'm getting that vibe. Maybe the school is haunted or something. When I open the door to the roof, I see I'm not alone. Misha leans against the fence, looking over the school grounds, not having noticed me at all. Instantly, I know what I have to do. I have to put my hands over her eyes and say, "Guess who?" It's the only option. Halfway, I start thinking of how bad this would look if Shizune suddenly popped in, having left for a second to get some sandwiches, and saw me sneaking up on Misha like this. I pray silently that such a coincidental misunderstanding doesn't happen. Guess who? He-chan, she says without hesitating for a second, without deviating even slightly from her normal tone. My fun was over before it started. Hi, He-chan, good morning. She reflexively tries to move her hands to form a greeting and entangles them in the fencing. Good morning. I didn't expect to find you here. What are you doing up so early? I could ask you the same thing, He-chan. What are you doing up so early? I didn't expect to find you here. I asked you first. You're right. Wahaha. You sound just like Shi-chan. No, I don't. I say in the least convincing manner possible. Luckily, Misha doesn't notice what a bad actor I am. Are you looking forward to tonight? Of course, He-chan. I don't like celebrations, or maybe not as much as Shi-chan does, but Tanabata stands always have interesting things to buy and all kinds of seasonal food. And I get to wear a yukata. I still don't know what a yukata is. I'm assuming it's some type of dress, formal wear, like a robe or of some sort. I'm not really sure. Her choice of words is a little strange. It sounds like she's saying that she doesn't like celebrations, but likes doing everything involved with them. I don't know if it's worth pursuing though, and it could just be that I misunderstood. What about you, He-chan? I am, or else what? Hey, go back. Or else I'd just stay at home, wouldn't I? That's the logical step. He-chan, you're not that logical, so that's really surprising. Okay though. I was just making sure because you didn't look like you were having a lot of fun last time. Me and Shichan were a little worried because of that. Hey, I had fun. I guess I ended up appreciating it more than I expected to. Really, Hichan? What part of it? Tell me. Well, there were fireworks at the end. They were really nice. I think you slept through them. Aw, I always fall asleep early, but I won't sleep through them this year. I'll definitely stay awake. I don't think they have fireworks during Tanabata. It's a different mood entirely. Maybe you can get Shizune to petition to have them, though, and to move the fireworks to an earlier time. Haha, maybe I will. That's a great idea, Hichan. No, it's not. Don't do that. I wasn't being serious. Although maybe it would annoy Shizune. You make it sound like you would like that, Hichan. Hichan, do you like Shichan? I can't say yes or no. Why? And sitting down like I am, I can't even smoothly leave. Don't be silly. The one I like is you. Really, Hichan? No, you're kidding, right? You must like Shichan more. Misha, you jump to conclusions too much. But you almost called her Shichan, so I'm right, right? It's because you call her Shichan all the time. It got stuck in my head. Osmosing language is common, you know? Besides, it's one little slip up, and by your logic, you should like her more than me. And, are you making fun of me or something? Wahaha. Maybe. I'm hungry. Did you eat breakfast, Hichan? No, just medicine. Misha twirls her finger lazily in the air to keep her hands busy as she thinks. We should eat something then. Do you think they will be serving breakfast today? That's really the kind of thing a member of the student council should know. I can't say that though. I'm on the student council and don't know. It didn't seem like anyone was working in the kitchen when I entered the building, but I don't know for sure. Hey Hichan, have you ever heard of those vending machines that you can get food from? Like burgers, soup, and even pizza? Wouldn't it be great if we had some of those at our school? I don't know, I always thought those machines were kind of weird. Imagine how cool it would be if we had machines like that at our school, Hichan. It would almost be like magic, wouldn't it? Hot food coming out of a vending machine? That's so amazing. I could never imagine that. Seeing one of those machines would be like a dream. We don't have machines like that in this whole town, though. It's too early to even go into town. I won't be able to eat breakfast, Hichan. That's the most important meal of the day. Everyone says so. I want to eat. You're really silly. If it bothers you so much, I'll buy you a soda. Misha puffs out her cheeks and puts on her serious face. Hichan, a soda is not breakfast. It's like water. It's not like water, it's a liquid. Water isn't food. Liquid can be food. Now who sounds like Shizune, Misha? I want to say it. Even her tone reminds me of Shizune's unblinking matter-of-fact way of stating the ridiculous. If I did say that, though, I would be the one who sounds like Shizune again. It's terrible. Her competitiveness is really rubbing off on me. Let's look for something to eat then. Okay, hahaha. That was a very sudden change in mood. Predictably, our search for food is in an empty school building this early in the morning leads only to failure. Misha decides to go off on her own after we both decide to give up for now, vowing to eat breakfast even though by now it's closer to time for brunch. I go back to my dorm. The following hours tick by slowly, and I pass the time by catching up on my reading. Some of these books I haven't touched since I was in the hospital. Thinking back on it, it wasn't that long ago, even though it definitely feels like it was. A free day, and I can't think of anything to do. I take a short nap, and as I change for the second time today, I realize that I never actually confirmed with Shizune and Misha when and where we should meet up. I guess that eventually they would come looking for me, but I would look pretty stupid if it came to that. It's already evening, so I should at least go make an effort to find them first. Even though the grounds aren't exactly flooded with people, and it should be impossible to miss Misha's pink hair, even if they were, I have a lot of difficulty finding them. Finally, I run into them at the front gate, which was the first place I had looked. Oh, hello. She attempts to punctuate her normal greeting with a little sweep at the end. Jeez, Hee-chan, how are you? It's strange seeing them in yukata, though I've been seeing yukata in general all night. Shizune's is simple and tasteful, which seems obvious for her in retrospect. For all of her grand flourishes and over-the-top behavior, I think she would rather die than dress the part. What draws my eye is the hairpin she's wearing, a pearl flower that gleams softly in the moonlight. It looks pretty on her, but in a way it also feels out of place, as if it's too elaborate for a high school girl, or maybe just for someone secretly childish as Shizune. Misha's yukata is about what I expected, so it actually fits a little too well. Paired with her bubblegum pink hair, she looks cute but anachronistic. Anachronistic, I don't know what that means. Crone. It's like time or color, I don't remember. You two look nice. Thanks, Hee-chan. Hee-chan, you're a little late. We were waiting here a while for you. Did you forget the time or the place? Oh well, let's get going, Hee-chan. Misha dropping this line of discussion seems to me what could potentially be a pretty embarrassing thing to own up to. Specifically, that I had been looking them for at least an hour. Seeing Shizune and Misha looking so cheerful, it's hard not to want to fall into the atmosphere and enjoy a nice night out. What bothers me is that I'm having some trouble reading Shizune's signing tonight. I haven't been to sign language class in almost a week, so I'm not surprised. I guess having lost focus for a while, I'm slipping. It certainly wouldn't be the first time. Hold on, where are we going? Into town? Yes. That doesn't make any sense. We haven't even checked what's on the grounds. Unless you two decided to have fun while I wasn't looking. We're going to come back. We'll be working our way up. Haha. Either way, Hee-chan, we have to walk into town and then back up if we want to see everything. So, this way, after we're done, we'll be right by our dorms when we're tired. It works out perfectly. Okay, guys. So, we'll continue this festival night next time. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.